Welcome back, guys. We are back with another What Happened to Fill in the Blank. What happened to this certain Gonzaga player after they finished their career at Gonzaga? So we've already done Ryan Woolridge, who just graduated this year. So if you want to go check that out, go ahead and check that out. And then today, well, yesterday for you guys, we just did What Happened to Rem Bakamis, aka Rem VP, fan favorite of Gonzaga. And now we're doing another one of my favorite Gonzaga players of all time, Silas Melson. If you guys remember Silas Melson, and like if you're a Gonzaga fan, you should remember Silas Melson. He was one of my favorite players in Gonzaga history. Uh, Point guard slash shooting guard. He was there for 4 years. He has been done since I believe was last year. I think it was the year before last year. So that would have been Jonathan Williams last year. I think him and Jonathan Williams graduated the same year. I think did Jonathan Williams graduate or did he leave a year early? I don't remember. Anyway, Jonathan Williams, Washington Wizards center. This is about Silas Melson though, but I believe he finished 2018 was his last year there. He stepped up really, really big when we were running Josh Perkins at shooting guard, and I think there was like a year where we ran Josh Perkins at shooting guard, and then Silas Melson at point guard, and he had like this one breakout year that I remember very, very well, and he kept getting like the player of the week over and over and over. I can't remember if it was a WCC player of the week or if it was like that Mark Cuban player of the week, because if you guys have ever seen, or not Mark Cuban, I don't know why I said that, Mark Few. If you ever watched the Mark Few show, I don't know if they're doing that show anymore. That was a really good show to watch. He was winning that over and over and over. I think it was that one, maybe. But Silas was there when Josh Perkins was in his rookie year. I think that was his rookie year as well. And Silas Melson was gonna redshirt, but then Josh Perkins broke his jaw, so Silas Melson decided not to redshirt because they could only have like a certain amount of people redshirt every year, and he gave his redshirt to Josh Perkins so then he could have another year of eligibility, which just shows the kind of guy Silas Melson is. That's so very nice of him, especially since you never know what could have happened with Josh Perkins. Maybe he wouldn't have been made it as far as he has in his career, where he's playing for the he's playing for the Texas Legends, like a G League team for one of the Texas NBA teams. I don't know which one, but he got signed by the Hornets. Then he got cut, but he was like he's just that close to the NBA, and that could have been because of Silas Melson. So I think that really shows Silas Melson's character. And that is a very, very nice thing for him to do. But Silas Melson, after graduating, went on to play professional basketball and still does play professional basketball. He's only 24, which really surprised me when I saw that. For a team in Europe, a European team, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's played in Poland, he's played in Israel, he's played in a ton of different places right now. He's not in Israel, he's not in Poland. He is playing still in Europe though. And European leagues are the second best leagues in the world, right behind the NBA. So that's very, very cool that he's playing in those. I've actually met Silas Melson. If you didn't know, there's a video somewhere out there where there's a picture of me with Silas Melson at Hoop Fest, Spokane Hoop Fest, biggest 3-on-3 tournament, basketball tournament in the world, which I played in not the summer we just had, the one before that one, because it got canceled this year, which sucks. Silas Melson was there, a ton of different players. Josh Perkins was there, throwing down like windmill dunks, which Josh Perkins dunked once in a game ever over his 5-year career. He's trying to do it literally every game. He would try to do it, and he never could get it. And then he was just throwing down some crazy dunks. Rui Hachimura was there. I've met Rui Hachimura, so you know what I'm saying. Ryan Edwards, former Gonzaga player, that's my second time meeting him. This is also my second time meeting Josh Perkins. Was there, and one time when I was really little, Ryan Edwards lifted me up to dunk. I remember it was at a basketball camp because he's 7'1". He's a big boy. So there's a ton of Gonzaga players there. There's also Matt Santangelo, who is a Gonzaga great. I don't remember if he went on to play in the NBA, but he was a very, very good player for Gonzaga during that Cinderella story time. And Silas Melson was there. I got a picture with him. It was really cool. It was when like Rui and Josh Perkins were dunking or grading the dunk contest, and this was right after the NBA draft. So Rui was not allowed to shoot around or anything. He was like very strictly told to stay in his seat. But Silas Melson was also standing by them, not grading. So I went up and asked to get a picture with him, and he's like, "Yeah." And so I got a picture with him, which is very, very cool because he was a very good player for a very long time. It felt like he was there for a while. And he's one of the first players that I can say, like, I watched for a long time. Like, him, Karnowski, Perkins, Pangos, all these guys that just bring me back to those, like, older Gonzaga days. And I'm excited to watch these new players this year. I hope they get to end up playing. I don't really know what's going to happen with how the world's going. I hope I get to play basketball. If you guys didn't know, I made the junior varsity team at my school the other day. I am a sophomore in high school, so that's that. And if you didn't know where Silas Melson played high school basketball, he played in Portland, Oregon at Jefferson High School. I actually just off the top of my head knew he was from Portland, Oregon because I have these basketball cards that I got when I went to a basketball camp. And he was one of the cards, and I just remember memorizing where every single player, like their height, their weight, everything. And I remember he was from Portland, Oregon. I don't know why I still remember that, but sometimes I remember weird things like that. And there's also like Rem Backamus, Dustin Triano. There's a couple of those players that were on there. Silas Melson was also part of that team that went to the NCAA championship game. He was part of that team, which was very, very cool. That was probably like his favorite moment of his career. Obviously, he ended up losing, so that part probably wasn't his favorite, but just that whole experience was probably such a great time for him. And Silas Melson, I can't believe how many NBA players he's played with. Like, just right here, Domantas Sabonis, Kyle Wiltshire. Then there's, like, who else has he played with? I believe he played with Rui. It's like when it was Rui's freshman year. Killian Tilly looks like he's going to get drafted, and they played together. Zach Collins. Many, many more. I'm trying to think. No more are popping in my head. Nigel Williams-Goss, that's another one. Nigel Williams-Goss he played with. I think he played with Zach Norvell Jr. I'm not sure about that one. Jonathan Williams is another one. And yeah, I don't know. There's a ton of names. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I'm pretty sure there are more. I don't think he played with Brandon Clark, but you guys get the idea. If you guys like these What Happened To series, let me know in the comment section below. But getting back into Silas Melson, he is playing overseas. Like I said, he's in a brand new, he just transferred to a brand new league for him. I think it was last year, 2019, about a year ago. So his first year just wrapped up. Pretty good plan for him. There really aren't that many pictures out there of him playing for this international team. Very, very hard to find, and very hard to pronounce as well. It's just it seems like a lot of international things are kept pretty quiet because I cannot find that many pictures of him playing for those teams. And I hope they get to play their season. I don't know how that's going to go, if they're going to get to play, because I know that Ryan Woolridge has already played at least one game, multiple games already, which is really, really cool. And good for him, but I don't know if Silas Melson is going to be able to get to play with all this COVID stuff going on. This huge, huge second wave. It seems like it's moving really, really fast, and especially with our new president, maybe, I don't know how he's going to do things, if we're going to shut down more or what, but I'm going to stay out of politics. Not the greatest idea of what to get into. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get to finish my basketball season. I hope Silas Melson gets to play the season. I hope Gonzaga gets to play their season. I hope the NBA gets to play their season. I just want all of this to keep going, but I know everyone else does too. It's not just me. I really hope the NBA gets to go though. I would say I'm mostly into NBA, and then like I'll watch any NBA game, and I'm so into it. College basketball though, just Gonzaga, only one. Um, but I just, man, I don't know if Gonzaga's going to get to play because I feel like it's much tougher in college, and if they test positive, then what happens? So I think it's going to be really tough. But their first game comes up pretty soon, I think. And the NBA obviously starting December 22nd, right before Christmas, so they can have their Christmas Day games, which is good because I wouldn't know what to do with myself without watching a NBA Christmas Day game. Uh, except I was kind of scared to watch last year because 2 years ago LeBron tore his groin, so I was really scared that something was going to happen again, but it didn't. So that was good. And if you guys like these videos, let me know in the comment section below. Just comment anything; it helps out a ton. Subscribe if you haven't already. Press the like button. Turn those notifications to all so you never miss another Gonzaga video.